Hi, today we're going to be making a garland for our deities, and we thought we'll just take a video of the making of it. And this is going to be the first side that's already been done, and we're going to make the other side, and we're going to be recording it so that you guys can see it. So this is how the finished product is going to look on the other side. And today we'll be making it with white and yellow mum along with parsley, and we will be using the baby blanket wool, and this is how it looks like. And in a few minutes I'll be telling you like how much we need and all those stuff. This is, as I told you, this is going to be the baby blanket wool. There are two different types that she's using. One is a little bit thicker, which is going to be the length of the garland. And she has taken, we're going to make 21-inch garland today on each side. And she has taken 30 inches of this. Each one is 30 inches. And then she's attached another one, which is the one that the rope that is going to go, the wool that is going to go around to make the garland. And that can be, you can just let it be in its own bundle. That should be fine. But then we're going to tie them like this. You have to leave some inches out there so that you can tie it in the back. And make a knot like that, and that's going to be our start. And the colored mum, we're going to have some parsley, and then 12 mum, white mum, and then in between there's going to be some parsley, and then 12 yellow, and it goes on. And we're going to have some buffer, like these small ones, so that if there is any hole, she's going to patch it up with that, with those, and fill in the gaps. It's better to take parsley with long stem like that, and the mum like this. This much of length. It's probably like 1.5 inch, probably 1.5 to 2 inches. So it's better to cut them up like that, and depending on the garland, you can make them smaller or bigger. Right now we're going to make like this, as I mentioned earlier. And the finished product on the other side, it's going to look like that, and we're going to tie it in back with that and make it a big garland. Sometimes it's better to hold on to these stems, long stems from parsley, so that just in case we need to fill in the gaps, we can use that, because the stem gives the bulkiness for the garland. So have the parsley like that, and then go around it 3 times with that thin wool, and then move the stem towards the front, towards the side.
Away from you.
Away from you.
And this one.
And then the thin wool has to go underneath the stems, and then go over it, and then move the stem. Okay. Go over it, and then move the stem and bring the wool underneath. And then push them with your thumb and index finger so that it is a little tight. And you can see that she's bending those stems, and to give it a little bit of a strength. We're going to start with the white flowers, and sometimes she's filling in the gaps with the stalks and bending it and putting it there. As you can see, it's coming out really well. Just go around it and then move the stalk away from you and take the wool underneath the stalk and move it towards you. And just keep going until you are done with the 12 flowers. Now she's finished with the 12. There is some gap, so she's putting in extra small ones to make it round and all the way completed. And then now the parsley starts. We're going to start with the yellow. So 2 rounds, and then she's pushing it away, and then we're getting the thread underneath. Then make sure you're like pushing the flowers through with your index finger and the thumb, and make sure that it is strong and tight. Otherwise the flowers are going to fall off. And to distinguish between the layers, she's using those parsley stems alone, so that it just raises and gives like difference between the colors. The flower estimate, like the number of the flowers that we are using, is an estimate only. It depends on how big the flowers are. It could be 12, it could be a little bit more or less. So it all depends on how much you're going to get. So make sure that you're arranging it with the other side, the finished side, and then like you can see how it completes it. And now she's using those stems, parsley stems, to give it a raise. So now she's checking out with the how much we need and things like that. So again, a new layer begins with a stem. It's better to have those stems. So sorry about the video quality in this one. I have to change to another one. Now we are back to white. Now back we are. Now for the final flower, yellow flower. I think you can see it a little bit. So for the last parsley part, and now for the final parsley. Now she's checking. Okay. Okay. And looks like that's that.
Now done.
Awesome. So now to end it, how do we end it? So just cut off the extra from there, and then keep holding it, and just make a good knot. And that's that. Awesome. What you can do is tie that in the back, on one side, sorry. There's that. So this one being an open garland, which she's just going to trim it off. If you want it closed, then you have to make another, tie both them together, and then add another small, like we call it as a kunjam. It's basically like, you know, this part or something like that hangs outside. I mean, other than this garland, it just hangs below. So you can add that later, but this one is going to be open garland for our Shiva today. So that's how it looks, which is amazing. And this is going to be for our Shiva for Pradosham that we are doing today. And it's a 21-inch garland. And if some parsley sticks out or something like that, you can go ahead and trim it. Just like that. So this stays pretty fresh for a couple of days. And the parsley might look a little bit dried out, but then it wouldn't be as bad as it sounds. And then if you want, you can actually have like at the end, you can add like a lemon or a orange or some, what is that? Tomato or something to end the part, this portion right there. If you want that, you have to needle it and add it. So if you are using fresh fruits or vegetable, then it might not stay as long. It depends on the fruit that you pick. Now we're going to make a closed garland for Shiva. Okay, she's going to use a little bit different thread this time, and we're going to make like an 18-inch garland itself. So it's better to take it like a 24-inch thread on, the wool on each side, and then tie a knot together with the other, the longer, thinner wool. So we're going to make it with mini roses this time.
Horizontal?
Yeah, keep it horizontal like that. Go around and then move the stem away and make it like perpendicular, and then get the stem and get the thread underneath the stem.
And bring it towards you.
Yeah, and bring it towards you. Yep, and then I hope you got the picture.
Some green.
Now for some green, she's going to use the same parsley. Same method, just to bring out the color. And now back to roses again. You can either use single, or if they are too small, you can even use 2 flowers at a time, in a bunch or something, which you can manage to put it in there and hold it. It would be nice. The reason why we add the parsley is to bring out a little bit of color, and the pattern is totally up to you. You can, start with the smaller pink, and then have a longer pink in between and things like that. It's totally up to you how you want to do it, and it doesn't have to be symmetrical or anything like that. And it doesn't have to be uniform all throughout. It's totally up to your imagination on how you want to bring it out. And the basic thing is that the color combination has to be just right. And it's also better to, after you're done using these mini roses and mini carnations and stuff like that, it's better to pull the thread and keep it on the table, and just tug on it a little bit so that it's not bending too much and going crooked. So we are done with one side right now. We're going to stop right there. And if you want to add, if you want to make it a bigger garland, what you can do is, after you're done with this side, and if you just want to add the other, extra one, just loop it through like that. So that way you can make it longer. So if you're making a 28-inch garland or more than that and stuff like that, so you can start with the smaller one and then attach and then go. That way it will be easier to move the thread around and things like that. So it will be quite manageable. So that's one side that she's finished it. And we kind of ran out of flowers, so we're going to stop with 13 inches of garland. And we're going to add some more parsley in this one end. So as you can see, she's making it like just added it, and then she's going to add tie that together and then loop it through and make it so that you can add for the parsley at the very end. That's how we adjust it. That's the finished garland, and as you can see, she's tied here, and this is going to be the close garland, so it's all like together, tied together there. And here we're going to add the kunjam, and that's going to be a short one
because this and this you join.
Okay.
It's not balanced.
Yeah, so just
So
cut the extra
that
of that.
And then if you are knotting with this and this.
So we're just adding the kunjam right now.
See, this is what I want, the green. Because here,
So it gives a fullness.
it's like a continuation.
Yeah.
So you can.
You just try when you're trying to tie the knot, try to do it like 3 times, so that way it is good. So now that's done. So there it is.
Looks better than my mom's.
It's good. It's both